Today we are in Glasgow. Right behind me is the Scottish Event Campus. I'm actually here for Scotland's biggest model rail exhibition, Model Rail Scotland. So we're going to head in now and queue up and let's see all the layouts on display at Model Rail Scotland. So we're now inside and we're going to start looking at the layouts. And this layout can draw in the crowd, so we're going to start with this one first. This is York. This 2mm fine scale layout by Peter Kirkman shows what York railway station on the East Coast Mainline was like in the late 1930s, with plans came from rail track archives and a lot of old photos from the 1930s to make this a stunning layout.
It'd have been lovely to be on York Station and see that coming for real. Well, it probably wasn't. It was smoke.
Largoward, a small village in Fife on the east coast of Scotland, which didn't have a railway till 1898, when the East Fife Central Railway built a goods station just south of the village. The railway only carried goods from Leven to Lochte until the line's closure in 1964. This double gauge layout belongs to the East Luke Model Railway Club. Wharfeside. This EM gauge layout is a work in progress and started many years ago and is slowly moving to completion. Set in West Yorkshire alongside the River Wharfe, the name is set from a small hamlet near Ilkley, but the station building is based on Burnley and Wharfdale. The layout is also set in 1958 and belongs to David Franks, assisted by the Scottish Region Study Group.
talking about one of these video things. I said, well, once I've got everything finished, which will be next year, but if you want to do something this year, select the photographs so that you're missing the bits that are unfinished.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, we
Newcastle Triangle. This small end-gauge layout by the Glenrothes Modern Railway Club shows a section of a triangle in Fife. The upper level connects the old Woodside station, now a stabling point for DMUs, to Leven Bank station, and the lower level is the old Leven Bank to Cadden Bay Harbour branch. Arcadia, Pennsylvania Terminal. This American O-gauge layout by David and Susan George is set in a fictional small industrial railroad freight terminal set in Arcadia, Pennsylvania in eastern USA, which has a black cloth steel terminal and is set in the 1960s into 1970s, but the old train from the 1980s can be seen as well.
When I come out into the fiddle yard, I'm going to, every now and again I'll take it and put it there.
Harry Dodds is going to come and have a play at some point.
Dalnottar Riverside. Located on the north bank of the River Clyde between Clydebank and Bowling, this line was once part of the Caledonian Railway, as the word Riverside was used to separate the Caledonian Railway stations from the North British Railway stations. The Caledonian route ended up being closed, and the North British route still runs trains to this day. This O-gauge layout is operated by the Scottish Diesel Electric Group. Ryecroft Arena. This N-gauge layout by Stephen Farmer is based on an intercity station that has been rebuilt and forms part of the shopping and leisure complex. Barely local haul trains and multiple units can run on this layout anywhere from Yorkshire to the West Midlands.
What I've done is open them all and use bits of plastic Arcadia to make them look decent.
Traction House Garage. We could joke about having a railway replacement model railway layout, but this model layout is based on buses. Traction House was previously owned by the Lanarkshire Tramways, but was required by SMT in 1932. Traction House closed in 2007 and now is flat in the Motherwell area. This double O gauge layout by the Bishopton Model Railway Club. Minehaven. This double O gauge layout by the Cumbernauld Model Railway Group is based on a small coastal resort hamlet built to serve coal mines that extend out under the sea. Rolling stock can be seen from the steam period to the present day. The summit, Draper's Sidings. This impressive and massive O-gauge layout by the Yeovil Model Railway Club is based on the summit of the settled Carlisle line at Aysgill. It was designed by the late Brian Draper, who didn't see the layout completed as the subtitle, Draper's Siding title, is his name in memory. Trains you will see date from the British Railways Midlands and Eastern regions.
This is customer announcement.
German Mainline in your garden. This G-scale layout from G-scale Scotland shows representation of various situations of trains seen around the German standard gauge. The rolling stock dates from different periods of German railway history between 1945 to the present day. Abbey Cove. This double gauge layout by the Clydeside Modern Railway Club was built to introduce new members, with some with basic modern experience or some with no modern experience. The layout represents a fictional small fishing village, with the village dominated by the former abbey, as it has been rebuilt using parts of old children's fancy kit, as it shows the site being preserved. Wolfstatt. This layout is present-day Austria, portraying a high alpine main line in the Austrian Alps with trains modelled to full lengths, and this HO gauge layout is a father and son project by Craig and Lewis charity. Lammermuir. This engaged layout by the Greenock Modern Railway Club is set in the 1960s but can run trains between 1957 to 1968 on the former Waverley route, which features Melrose Station, St Boswell Engine Shed and Overbridge, and Heriot Single Box and Level Crossing.
Need dinosaur, no computer. I took her all to the cave this morning. Answer the question.
Answer the question. You're on the wrong stand. Here's the answer. No. It's all about there.
Oh, is this not the name?
It's the area group. That's just the area group. These guys that do the work. Want to stop for the picture?
Eli Wood. This engaged layout by Eric Farragher is a modern image layout and set in a fictional electrified Mainline in England, with some of the models are ready to run or kit built, as this is set between the 2000s to the modern day. Calla Fountain Crossing. This end-scale layout by the Perth Modern Railway Group is set in a fictional mountain and valley scene in North America, where long trains can go over bridges and through tunnels, with rolling stock from the 1940s to the present day.
What's that over here? The red. That's a really long time for one.
Mailingpark West. This railway line is based somewhere in Kent, which links London to the Channel coast before privatisation, but the station is loosely based on Sandwich Station. This double gauge layout belongs to the 57 study group. And speaking across the channel, we're now in France with this next layout, Mallecombe. This HO gauge layout by the Clyde Model Railway Club portrays a small countryside terminus, and the intention of this layout was to build straight out the box as a change from scratch buildings. Most of the branch lines in France have very little to non-freight trains, but more freight was added for operational interest. Towcester. This double gauge layout is one of the fabulous layouts built by George Woodcock and John Norton, but after George passed, the layout was sold to Mark Lambert and Leo Mansell, and happy to keep this layout going on the exhibition circuit in George's memory. Towcester is a small village in Northamptonshire and lies on the Stratford-upon-Avon Midland Junction Railway. The line did close, but this is a what if the railway is kept open, and dates from 1977 if Towcester has a railway station.
Straight through.
Want to?
So strange.
Stop if we want. Just because we
Right? Seems so strange seeing this again. It's in good hands or someone else.
Yeah.
Clement Gardens. This double gauge layout for the Air Model Railway Group is set in a freestyle location in the west of Scotland, as it features an older township well into the realms of regeneration and can be run in different eras. Port Kembla. This Australian HO gauge layout by the Bonnybridge Model Railway Club is located 60 miles south of Sydney and is a single platform intercity station on the South Coast Railways line Port Kembla branch. The station serves New South Wales Trainlink, which serves the Wollongong and Sydney, but also has stabling points for the South Coast Line trains and has a locomotive maintenance depot workshops as well.
See, because in this, just saying that, here I can see the wires. Over there, I can see the wires, but if they're not reflective, you lose them there. And then you think, well, a lot of people want to fit that. Yeah. Well, I've got a friend who's Norman Raven, he's I think I mentioned to you.
Garlieston 1900. This P4 gauge layout by the West of Scotland 4mm group was the club's idea to build a light, easy to move which goes into a family hatchback. Garlieston was a terminus of a short branch line on the old Newton Stewart to Withorn in the southwest Scotland.
I think this is fine. No, I think you can go through the station.
Yeah.
But you've got the points against you.
Georgemas Junction, UK's most northern railway junction on the far north line. This is also the junction for trains to Thurso and Wick. The layout was a short compact design by then the owner of the layout, George Woodcock, but ended up selling the layout to the current owners Lucas and Spike Taylor. This is a 00 gauge layout. The footage you've seen was filmed on a Friday, and Friday was busy in the morning but died down in the afternoon. But I didn't get to all the layouts on display, but there will be another video round tour Motherwell Scotland coming shortly. But I'd like to thank Motherwell Scotland for a great show and the exhibitors for their wonderful layouts. There was quite a few I haven't seen before as well. But also like to thank you for watching this video and see you for more Motherwell Scotland.